Welcome back, everyone, to the Business Book Club. Today, we're diving deep into something really crucial for anyone, trying to get a new idea off the ground. We are looking at the mom test, how to talk to customers and learn if your business is a good idea when everyone is lying to you. It's by Rob Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, this was a classic for a reason. It hits on this really fundamental problem. So many founders, they know they need to talk to customers, right? But they still end up building stuff nobody actually wants to buy.
Right. And the book argues the real trap isn't bad data, exactly. It's the false positives.
Exactly. That's the killer. It's the feedback that makes you feel good, makes you feel confident, but it's leading you down completely the wrong path. Wasted time, wasted money. It's painful.
It really is heartbreaking. You see it all the time. So why? Why is getting honest feedback so hard, even for smart people?
Well, the book puts it really nicely. It says finding the truth from customers is like excavating a really delicate archaeological site. But most founders, they charge in with a bulldozer, pitching their idea, asking leading questions.
Just smashing the delicate clues.
Totally. They destroy the very truth they're looking for. The mom test, essentially, is about ditching the heavy machinery. It's the framework for using the right tools, the careful questions, to actually unearth what's real.
Okay, so the premise is everyone lies, especially people who like you, like your mom. So what's the absolute first mental shift we need to make?
The big one is accepting it's entirely your fault if you don't get the truth. The responsibility is 100% on the entrepreneur. You just shouldn't ask anyone, not even your mom, is this a good idea?
Yeah.
It's inherently a bad question. It practically begs for a polite lie.
Okay, so it's on us. How do we actually do it then? The book lays out 3 core rules, right?
Yeah, 3 rules, and they sound simple, maybe deceptively so.
Which is probably why people mess them up. What's the first one?
Rule 1, talk about their life instead of your idea. Forget your solution for a minute. Focus completely on them, their problems, their goals, how they do things now.
Okay, that makes sense. Keep it grounded in their reality. But how do you get them talking honestly about that stuff?
That brings us straight to rule number 2, and this one is absolutely critical. Ask about specifics in the past instead of generics or opinions about the future.
Right. Past actions are facts.
Exactly. Concrete. What they actually did. Stuff like, I would definitely buy that if you built it. That's future fantasy. It's often just wishful thinking. People describe who they want to be, not who they are.
Got it. Past is real, future is fluff. And the third rule?
Rule 3 is about how you behave in the conversation. Talk less and listen more. Seriously, shut up. The more you're pitching, explaining, justifying, the less you're actually learning. You have to be genuinely open to hearing things you might not like.
Okay, talk about them, ask about the past, listen more. Let's make this concrete. The book uses that great example, right? The guy building the iPad cookbook app for his mom. Walk us through the bad version first. How does he fail the test?
Oh, it's classic. He basically goes straight into pitch mode. Hey, Mom, I'm building this $40 iPad app for recipes. And then ask these awful hypothetical questions. Do you think people who cook a lot would find this useful? Or would you ever buy an app like this?
And Mom, bless her heart, wants to be supportive.
Of course. So she says, oh, that sounds amazing, dear. Maybe asks for a few random features she thinks sound nice.
And he walks away thinking?
He walks away thinking validation, Mom loves it, puts his savings in, builds the thing. In crickets. Nobody buys it. He got compliments, not facts.
Okay, painful. Now, same situation, same mom, same basic idea. How does it look when he passes the mom test?
He flips it completely using those rules. No pitch. He asks us about her life, her past actions, things like, hey, Mom, what's the last thing you actually used the iPad for related to cooking? Or what was the last cookbook you bought for yourself, not one someone gave you?
Focusing purely on what she did. So what kind of actionable stuff, that gold dust the book talks about, does he find out without pitching?
He gets pure gold. 3 massive insights. First, he learns older cooks like his mom. They don't really need generic recipes. They have their systems. So maybe target younger cooks.
Okay, that's a big pivot right there.
Huge. Second, the cookbook she does own. Almost all unwanted gifts, meaning she doesn't actively shop for cookbooks. Market signal. Maybe cookbooks aren't the right model.
Wow. Okay.
And third, maybe the most valuable piece, how does she find new apps? Not the App Store. She finds them mentioned in the Sunday newspaper.
No way. That's a specific, actionable marketing channel lead right there. Totally different from assuming App Store discovery.
Exactly. That's the power. Facts about past behavior, not opinions about a hypothetical future.
Okay, so the rules are key. But the book also says, even if you try to follow them, conversations get messy. people still give you bad data.
Yeah, absolutely. You have to get good at spotting and neutralizing three main types of bad data that will constantly pop up.
What's the first type we need to watch out for?
Compliments. The book calls them fool's gold.
Right, shiny but worthless.
Totally. They feel great, but they mean nothing for validation. Often it's just politeness, someone trying to be nice or end the conversation. If you walk out of a meeting thinking, wow, that went really well, just because they said nice things, you probably failed.
So the trick is recognizing it's social grease, not data. You need to deflect it, right? Pivot back.
Precisely. If they say, wow, I love your idea, don't just soak it up. Say something like, oh, thanks, but hey, I got sidetracked. Can you tell me more about the last time you actually had to deal with X problem? Bring it back to facts.
Makes sense. What's the second type of bad data?
Fluff. This is all the hypothetical stuff, the generic statements, the promises about the future, especially that killer phrase, oh yeah, I would definitely buy that.
That one sounds so good, but it's poison. How do you counter that? How do you anchor the fluff?
Anchored to the past. Always. If they say they'd pay for your solution, you gently push back. Say, okay, that's really helpful to know, thanks. Could you maybe walk me through how you tried to solve this the last time it actually came up?
And if they kind of stare blankly and say,
Well, I didn't really look for a solution. Then bam! You know it's not a burning problem for them. Not something they'd actually pay to fix.
okay, compliments, fluff. What's the third one?
Ideas and feature requests. Customers love giving you ideas. You know what you should add.
Oh yeah, the endless shopping list.
Exactly. And the danger here is just blindly building what they ask for. Feature creep city. You have to understand the motivation behind the request, not just obey the request itself.
Isn't there that story in the book about the MTV analytics dashboard?
Yes. Perfect example. The client asked for analytics and reports. So the team spent like 3 months building this complex dashboard.
3 months? That's huge for a startup. What went wrong?
They didn't dig into the why. They just heard analytics and assumed the client wanted to, slice and dice data. But the client's real motivation, they just needed a simple branded PDF report emailed out once a week to keep their clients happy. That was the job to be done.
So most of the complex features were totally useless.
90% useless. All because they didn't ask, why do you need this? What are you really trying to achieve with this report?
Okay, that perfectly illustrates the danger. So let's say you've done the learning, you've gathered facts, you've neutralized the bad data. What's next? The book talks about shifting from learning to commitment, right?
Exactly. Once you think you understand the problem and have a potential solution, you need to see if people are serious. You need to move beyond just talk. This is where you separate the real potential customers from what the book calls zombie leads.
Ah, the zombie leads. The ones who are always friendly, take your calls, say nice things.
But never, ever actually buy or commit. Total time wasters. To avoid them, you need to push for advancement, moving them to a concrete next step. And that requires commitment. They need to give up something they value.
Okay, commitment. Obviously, cash is commitment, but especially early on or in B2B, you might not get cash right away. What else counts? What are the currencies?
The book highlights 3 main currencies: time, reputation risk, and cash. Time isn't just another meeting. It's a clear next meeting with specific goals. Or agreeing to use a trial version for a meaningful period, like committing to use it for their next project. Something non-trivial.
Okay, significant time investment. What about reputation risk? That sounds interesting.
It's a strong one. It means they're willing to vouch for you, essentially, asking them for an introduction to their boss or maybe to peers in other departments or other potential decision makers.
If they hesitate to even send an email intro.
They're probably not going to risk their budget on you later, right? It shows their level of conviction.
Makes sense. And then cash is the ultimate, obviously. Pre-orders, deposits, letters of intent.
Yeah, clear signal. So a meeting ending with, looks great, let me know when it launches. That's actually a fail. It's a polite stall.
Whereas a good ending is,
Okay, when can we start the trial? Or the absolute best, according to the book. This is great. Can I buy the prototype now?
wow, willingness to use the scrappy version. That means you've hit a real nerve.
You found a genuine painful need, which ties into finding those first crucial customers, the early evangelists.
Right, the ones who are almost crazy for a solution.
Yeah, you're looking for people who aren't just mildly annoyed by the problem, they feel it. They might have already tried to patch together some kind of awkward homemade solution because the pain is so bad. They know they have the problem. They probably have a budget allocated somehow, and they're actively looking. You want that person yelling, "That is the worst part of my entire week."
Not the polite nod. Got it. Okay, let's quickly cover two final strategic points. First, customer segmentation. How do we avoid getting confusing, mixed feedback?
By getting specific, the danger is starting too broad. We're targeting students or we're selling to sales teams. It's too vague. You'll get conflicting signals because they're not all the same. You need to do what the book calls customer slicing. Keep narrowing it down.
Until you get to a really specific who-where pair, right? You know exactly who they are and where you can actually find them.
Exactly. So not just students, but maybe third-year engineering students struggling with project management tools at this specific university's engineering society meetup. Now you have focus.
Okay, slice it down. And the final big strategic piece, facing the scary questions.
Yeah, this is crucial prep work. Before you even talk to anyone, you need to sit down and figure out the 3 big questions you are most terrified of asking. These are the questions where a no could seriously damage or even kill your whole business idea. A great way to find them is to ask yourself, okay, honestly, if this company fails in a year, why would it have failed?
And then your job is to go out and actively try to prove that failure scenario right.
Kind of, yeah. Your job is to find the truth about that risk as quickly as possible. Because finding out your core assumption is wrong now saves you months or years of wasted effort.
That really flips the perspective. You're not trying to confirm your genius. You're trying to find the fatal flaw before it kills you. Learning bad news is progress.
Absolutely. A clear, definitive, meh, doesn't solve a real problem for me, is so much more valuable than a vague, polite, yeah, sounds interesting. It lets you pivot or stop wasting time.
So, wrapping this up, the core takeaways for everyone listening. Stop asking for opinions about your idea.
Start asking about specific things they did in the past related to the problem you think you solve.
Talk less, listen more. Watch out for compliments, fluff, and feature requests without understanding the why.
And when you think you're onto something, demand commitment. Time, reputation, or cash. Separate the real leads from the polite time wasters.
And finally, strategically, don't be afraid to ask the hard questions.
You should be a little terrified of at least one question in every conversation. Facing that fear, finding that potentially uncomfortable truth, that's how you build something that actually matters and lasts.
Excellent insights. If this deep dive into customer discovery and validation was helpful, make sure you subscribe to the Business Book Club. We'll be back soon with another essential read.
Now, that's a wrap for this episode of the Business Book Club. If you enjoyed the ride, make sure to subscribe so you'll never miss our next deep dive. Got a favorite business book you'd love us to explore? Let us know. We're always up for a good read. And hey, don't keep all these insights to yourself. Share this episode with a fellow book lover or your work buddy who's always looking to level up. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and we'll see you in the next episode.